Hey guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to see the basic firewall configuration for administrators and how you can activate the licensing and all that stuff. So, when you log in into the dashboard, the web UI of the firewall. So, your first tab says dashboard, where you can see the whatever widgets are available, or if you want to add more widgets, so you can add it, right? Let's say I want to get my high availability status, or I want to see general information about my firewall. You can get all these details, right? And you can drag and drop the here and there, right? You can move them and you can customize your dashboard. Okay. Similarly, the last tab which has device. So here you have multiple options available. So first setup is going to give you the control of your management related interfaces, settings, and management plane related settings, right? Whenever you fire up any VM or whenever you power on any physical box, you need to add the licenses. So now to do that, you need to click on device, you need to come to licenses, and here there are multiple options. Initial says this is already activated, so you are able to see all these licenses. But in the new firewall, you will see license management, and then we have retrieve license keys from the license server option, or you can activate the features by using the authorization code. And you can also manually upload the license key, you can deactivate the VM, and you can upgrade the VM capacity. So in VM series, we have VM 50, VM 100, VM 300, VM 700, right? So accordingly, you can activate your licenses. Okay, so now when we click on retrieve license keys from the license server, you need to make sure that your management plane should have access to the internet, right? So what you need to do is from the firewall, you can just initiate the ping source, source IP, let's say my management interface IP. So 192.168. I need to check it. So just run show system info, right? And it's 1.10. So ping source 192.168.1.10 and host your Palo Alto update servers. Palo Alto, or you can check the host name from here. So if you go to setup, so you will be able to see the Palo Alto details. If you go to services, so here you will be able to see the update server URL. So it is Palo Alto updates.paloaltonetworks.com. So updates.paloaltonetworks.com. So if you are able to ping this particular destination through your you know management interface, then it means you have the reachability. So right now we are not able to ping it. So let me just directly ping it. Ping host updates dot Palo Alto networks.com. So we are not able to ping it, right? And if I will ping the gateway or ping host 8.8.8, so we are able to ping it. So ping, let me directly ping this invalid syntax. So let me check, do we have any different syntax? So we have host name or IP address. I mean, we can ping. So we are not able to resolve the FQDN, you know. So let's see if we are typing it correctly, because we have okay. The DNS issue is there. You can see, the primary DNS server, it is pointing towards server Windows, which is not working. So we need to define the public DNS here. So that was the root cause. Yeah. So now it will work. So these are the basic things which you need to check. And meanwhile, this commit is in progress. There is one configuration available, service route configuration. So by default, management, all the services related to management will try to break out through management interface. But if you need to customize this, you can click on customize and these are the services, right? So let's say autofocus, CRL status, data services, DDNS, panorama post update, DNS, external dynamic list, email, HTTP, IoT, Kerberos, LDAP, Palo Alto network services, panorama. So if you think that management interface doesn't have internet connectivity, and if you want to reach your Palo Alto network services, you can click here and you can then define that which particular interface it is going to use, right? We can customize this. So source interface, we can define which particular interface it is going to use and what will be the address. So let's say I want to say that Palo Alto update server is reachable via outside interface. So if you do this, it will modify this and okay and push, right? So this is the change which we need to do inside the service route configuration. Okay, let me see from task whether the commit is complete. So I think it is almost done. So let's try to resolve this particular FTDN now. So you can see it started working, right? And similarly, our previous command source, so you can see it is working, right? So we have the reachability from source management interface towards the update servers, right? Once you get this confirmation, then what you need to do is you need to just go to licenses, and in the support portal, you must be having your organization admin account, and if you attach this particular VM with the licenses there, then you can just click on retrieve license keys from the license server and it will automatically activate all the features. Or you can click here and with the help of the authorization code, you can enter the code, you can OK, and all the respective whatever respective feature is there, that will be activated for you, right? So these are the ways to activate the licenses. Once the licenses are activated, then you need to make sure that your device is up to date. So let's say we have licenses for this is the basic license to activate your VM, so standard VM 100. Then we have Global Protect Remote Access Service license. So gateway license is there, support license is there, then Wildfire sandboxing license is there. Then we have autofocus device licenses there, PAN DB URL filtering licenses there, panorama database for URL filtering, threat prevention is there. So what you need to do, you can go to dynamic updates and you can schedule these updates, right? Because first we need to update the database of our signatures. So you can see antivirus signatures are there, application and threat signature database is there. Then Global Protect clientless VPN is there, Global Protect data file, device dictionaries, right? Wildfire, all these features become available when you activate your licenses. So you can click on check now. It will communicate with the update servers and it will try to retrieve the latest files, latest versions, and then accordingly you can install the latest one. So let's see, this is the latest one I can see. So you can click on download. This is the antivirus signature. You can click on download and then you can click on install, right? So this is how we install the dynamic updates locally from firewall GUI, and we can schedule these jobs so that it can be done automatically, and you need not to intervene manually for these tasks, right? So it is downloading the signatures, then it will start, I mean, it will give you option to install it. Okay, and this is the currently installed one, this particular version, right? Similarly, we have for application and threads, so you can see this one is the latest one, right? So you can click on download and this will also start downloading. Okay, and then you can just do close, it will download in the background and then you can activate it. Similarly, device dictionary, right? So here this is for IoT, so we don't have option to download or activate, it will be automatically done. And wildfire, so we can download for sure and we can activate it. So it is communicating, and in the task section you will be able to see what are the jobs which are ongoing. You can stop the jobs, and from CLI as well, if you go and if you type show jobs all, so it will show you the ongoing jobs and you can see these are the two jobs which are downloading at present, and the percentage of completion you can see here. And then you can, if you want to check particular job status, so show job ID, and then with the help of this particular IP you can get the details of that particular job, right? So DQ'd ID, type, download status, right, result, this is active, pending, completed 24%, any warning or details, so you get these details. Okay, now coming back to here, so you will be able to see that this particular is almost done, 89%, then following other signatures which are in process. So once it is done, then we will be able to activate it. So now you can see there is no option to kill this particular job, so it will be done. So this is completed. Now if you refresh, so we can activate that. So now you can see this is what we have downloaded, right? So we can install it. And it is also available to install. So we can click on install. So the previous one was still downloading. You can see the sign here. It is still downloading. That's the reason we were unable to install. So this signature got downloaded first. So you can see the tick mark here. We click on install and we will be able to install it, right? Similarly, you can check status. So whenever you are doing anything, it will tell you what is the status of that particular job and which user has initiated that particular job, right? So if I will go back, now you can see currently installed, this wildfire signature is installed, right? And let's wait, it is in downloading progress, it is in downloading stage. So the downloading is in progress. Similarly, if you would like to upgrade your device software of this particular firewall, so you can go to software, right? And either you can upload the image directly if you have it, or you can click check now. It will contact the update servers and it will check for the new image. So the criteria to upgrade your image is like this. So let's say, let me just make some space. So let's say my current image version is 10.0.0. So this is going to be the base image. Okay. And if I would like to install any patch version like 10.0.1, 10.0.2, 10.0.3, till let's say there are multiple releases 10.0.9, right? So from this image you can go to any particular patch directly, you can click, you can install directly from any version, I mean any version from this particular base image. But if you would like to go from 10.10.0 to 10.2.0, then there will be the upgrade path, which you can check online as well. I mean, if you type Palo Alto upgrade path from version this to this, on Palo Alto website, you will be able to see that. If you don't get those details, then the path would be, first you need to upgrade from 10.00 to 10.1.0, and from there it will go to 10.2.0, because this is the version upgrade, major version upgrade, right? And these are like, patch to that particular major version. Okay, so this is how we follow the upgrade path. And sometimes it is like, direct upgrade is also available. I mean, you can directly go from this to this. So always verify from the Palo Alto website, because what happens, there might be possibility that there are certain features which are dependent on this particular image. And if you're going directly from here to here, so firewall might not work properly. So that's the reason, they ask you to upgrade in a path whenever you're going for a major upgrade. So let's go back here. Now you can see version is 11 and our version is 10, right? So I cannot go directly to 11. Okay. So first I need to go to 10.1.0, 10.1.0 here, right? And then I need to go to 10.2.0 here. And from here, I can directly go to 11. Okay, so this would be my upgrade path. Or you can check the Google Palo Alto upgrade path, right? And you can click here, and it will tell you what upgrade path you need to take. So install PanOS version if it is 10.0.x, then you can directly proceed to upgrade 10.1, right? If it is 9.1.x, then you can, from 9.1 you can go to 10.0, and then 10.0, from 10.0 you can go to 10.1, right? And if it is 9.0, then you can directly go to 9.1, then 9.1 to 10, then 10 to 10.1. And if it is going to be 8, then you need to follow this. So entire upgrade process is available, right? So let me show you. So meanwhile, let's check if our dynamic updates are in place. So almost done. So let me install them, and then we will start this software image upgrade. So if you go to dynamic updates, so here you can see it's still downloading, still downloading. So let's give it a more time. Almost about to done. I mean, I'm having a slow internet connection. That's the reason it is taking time. Generally, it is done in few seconds, because these updates, these dynamic updates are like not that big file, But yeah, software image is a big file. Okay. So, and always remember, whenever you are downloading these versions, always check the release notes. These release notes will help you to understand what type of issue they have fixed in this particular release. Okay, they will give you the details along with the description. So let's say if I'm going to install this particular antivirus version, I can click on release notes, and it will tell me, what all new antivirus signatures have been added, right? So you will get all those details, that these are the new signatures we have added into the database. Similarly, if I go with applications in thread, so you can go to the release notes, and it will tell you that these are the vulnerabilities or new applications, have been added and fixed, right? So similarly, you can check the release notes before installing and before proceeding with your upgrades. So Let's install this antivirus. I mean, you can feel like that my VM is really slow. That is not the case. The way I have done the routing over cloud, it's like, you know, uh, I mean, it's like multiple VMs have been spent inside each one of it. So sometimes, we get slowness. It's like, we have the VMware server on top of it. We are running Eve. Then on Eve, we are running this virtual firewall. So you can expect the, type of routing done and type of and level of virtualization done. So that's the reason this is performing a little bit slow because it depends upon the resources you have allocated to this VM, in EVE-NG. But when you are going to deploy it in clouds like AWS, Azure, or any bare metal server where VMware ESXi is running, in that case, you will see the GUI is very fast. It depends upon the resources you are going to allocate. Let's say you are allocating more RAM, more CPU, logical CPUs. So accordingly, it will perform. Okay, so meanwhile, this install is in progress. Now you can see that we don't have any download, right? It is just that we are activating, installing the antivirus. So what you can do is you can go to software and from right now we are at 10.0.0. We are at this particular image. So hotfix can be downloaded and installed right away. You can see the file size is very small. But whenever you are going with major, you will see that file size is big. So let's click on download. So we will first go from 10.00 to 10.1, right? And you need to make sure that when you're doing this particular upgrade, and if you're managing your firewalls with Panorama, so you need to make sure that Panorama version, the management server, the version of this particular image or server should be greater than or equal to your firewall version. So if my firewall is on 10.0.0, so both Panorama and firewall could be on 10.0.0, or firewall could be on 10.0.0, but Panorama could be on 10.1, right? 10.2 or 11, right? But reverse cannot be possible, which means if my firewall is on 10.1 and if my Panorama is on 10.0.0, then you will face challenges, right? You will see issues in commit and managing those firewalls. So always Panorama should have the latest version or version equivalent to your firewalls. Okay, so this particular software download will take its own sweet time, right? Meanwhile, let's do other stuff. And if I go to dynamic updates, you will be able to see that this is currently installed now, the latest antivirus version. Similarly, you can activate, I mean, now we will feel the slowness because I've initiated the download. So similarly, you can activate this, you know, app and threat. So disable new apps in content update, right? So if you want to disable new applications in content update, you can select this. Otherwise, you can leave it and you can click on continue installations, right? And you can review the file. I mean, you can review the signatures, you can review the policies, you can review the applications. So let me just show you. Here you can click on review policies. So it will tell you where this particular, signature has been called inside your policies, what rules will be affected by this particular upgrade. So you can review it. Similarly, review applications, new and modified applications since last installed content. So you will be able to see the details. It takes time because my database was very old. So there will be major shift in number of applications. So, it will take time. If you periodically update your, you know, databases, then it will be like very fast. So you can see content version and new apps, right? So in this version, these are the apps. In this version, these are the apps. Okay, so you can just scroll it down. You can just check it, right? You will get the comparison. Okay, so another thing is, thread signatures, these content signatures, they get pushed on every Tuesday. I mean, Palo Alto generally release in every day, or sometimes it's like twice in a week or something like that. You can see release date 7th of February, then 8th of February, then 10th, then 14th, 15th, right? So accordingly, you can schedule your installation, right? So here as well, you can see this was like 20th February, 21st, 22, 23, 24. So antivirus signatures we are receiving daily, but application and thread is like twice a week, something like that. You need to check. Okay, so if you go to software, here you will see that this is ongoing, and we are installing the content. Meanwhile, we are downloading the image. And another thing is, since this is the Eve image, we won't be able to upgrade this software from here. Reason being that, you know, um, to spin up the images inside Eve, since it is an emulator, right? So the way we spin up the images, it's little bit different. If this would have been a normal VM running on hypervisor platform like VMware ESXi or Oracle Cloud, in that case, this download and upgrade would be simple. So you can just simply stop this job because it is not going to work in Eve. Okay, I'm just killing it. Okay, now moving to the local user databases. So here, if you don't have Active Directory, or if you don't have you know uh, any radius server, TCAC server where your user management is done, so or any IDP provider like Okta. So in that case, you can use local user database. You can create your local users. Let's say I want to give a username Rohan, right? And then you can provide the password, right? And we can enable it. So this is not the administrator, okay? So just make sure that you are adding only users, and then you can create your authentication profiles, which can be used multiple line items, which can be used in multiple functionalities like remote access VPN or other policies. I mean, there are multiple policies where you can use the user information, right? So this is the local user Rohan, and let's say I will add another user, uh, let's say uh, Suresh, or let's say we can add Mohan. Okay, and then accordingly we can create the user groups, right? Local, this is the local database, which means these users we are creating inside the firewall, right? They are not available in Active Directory or any IDP service. And here you can create the group. Let's say I wanna give it a name, IT department, right? So IT department, and then you can add the user. So it will tell you the available users we have. We have Rohan, we have Mohan, right? And accordingly, you can create the security policies basis on users. So IT department only characters allowed are okay. So we cannot have all capitals. So let's say IT department. So this user group has been created, right? then all you need to do is you need to just do commit. So let's see whether that particular install has been done. So let's wait for this content install. Once it is done, then we will initiate the commit. So these changes we are doing it inside the candidate configuration. And similarly, if you want to save your candidate configuration, so if you go to setup, right, and if you go to operations, so next to management, there is a field which is operations. You can see configuration management. So revert to last saved configuration, revert to running configuration, save named configuration snapshot, save candidate configuration, load, right? Then export, import. So these are the options which are available for your configuration. So what we are going to do, we are going to save this candidate configuration. So let me save it, right? Once you save it, and you can see config save to .snapshot.xml, right? Then if you try to load the version, so it will give you the details that these are the versions available which you can load and you can overwrite. I mean, let's say somebody has done some sort of changes, unauthorized changes, and you have lost the control over internet. I mean, the production outage is there. So you can revert to the last saved configuration, or you can revert to the running configuration if you have not committed the changes. But if you have committed the changes, then you can import the backup of the configuration and you can, you know, save it and you can commit it. You can in fact import the device state as well, right? And you can export the device state. You can export the configuration version. Let's say I would like to export this, right? So version configuration. So it's taking time. Okay, it is taking time. Like I said, I have allocated less resources since this task is already in progress, so it is taking time. You can save the named configuration as well. You can just give it your own name. Let's say I want to give backup config, right? So backup config, latest backup config, right? And you can click OK. So config saved to latest backup file. Then if you want to load, so you will be able to see this latest backup config, right? And you can load it anytime. And decryption is already in place, default decryption key, right? You can also define this decryption here. I mean, we will discuss it later on, master key and diagnostics. So here you can define it. And similarly, you can export the device state. So whatever device current state is, so that state can be exported. And similarly, you can import it, right, to restore your device. Then you have options to reboot the device from here. You have option to shut down your device, right? And custom logos, SNMP setup, all these options are available, So if you wanna configure your version to version 3, right? So all these details are available for SNMP. And custom logos, if you want to add login screen, main UI, PDF report title page, PDF report footer, you can do that from here. In management tab, if you click, we have the general setting options where you can define the host name, you can define your domain, login banner, right? Force admins to acknowledge the login banner, then SSL TLS profile, service profile. So this is nothing but the certificate you are getting when you make the connection with this web UI, right? So you can see we are getting this certificate error because we are getting these system generated certificate. So this is not authorized certificate as per my browser. So we are getting this error. So I'll show you how we can remove this thing as well. I mean, how we can fix this. Okay, so I'll show you in the next videos. What else do we get? So, time zone, your language, right? Your date, time, latitude, longitude, all these things you can add. Then these are the panorama settings. If you are managing your firewall from the panorama, so you can just provide the details here. Just click this gear icon. We will do it. So I'll tell you later on. Then device certificate, right? So if you want to add device certificate, so you can just go to the customer support portal and you can add the one-time password and it will get the device certificate. Then authentication settings. So authentication profile for these users. So let's say, how your users, administrators are going to authenticate. So at present, we don't have any authentication profile in, active, right? So it will be local DB only, but you can define it, right? And then your policy rule-based settings, required tag on policies, required description on policies. These are the mandate which you can apply, right? Then logging and reporting settings. So log storage within this particular firewall, right? So traffic, 29% of quota has been allocated, that is 4.41 GB, right? And you can define the maximum days of data you need to retain, right? Retention period can be defined here. Thread logs, config logs, system logs, alarm logs, all these details are available in log storage. Then logs export and reporting. So if you would like to do the export, how it can be done, right? And predefined reports. These are the predefined reports which are available. If you want to remove anything, you can remove it from there. Then log collector. So we do have this log collector devices available from Palo Alto, and we can also use Panorama as our log collector as well as device management server. So we will discuss that as well. Okay, then we have this SSH management, right? So if you want to have any server profile, so you can call that particular profile here, right? And then we have this autofocus. If it is not enabled, you can enable it. We will discuss about this service. Then minimum password, complexity for administrators, your banner, messages, you can define everything here. Okay. Message of the day, header banner, header color. Then secure communication settings, panorama communication, PAN-DB communication, wildfire communication, all you can do here. Then panorama we have already covered, right? So these are the basic services and options you get, right? So services like update server, verify update server identity with the help of the certificate validation, your DNS server, primary, secondary, right? And NTP servers so that your firewall time should be in sync with your NTP server, right? This service route configuration. Then comes your management related interface configuration. You can define what IP address, whether it is static, DSCP, speed, MTU, what services you would like to enable, and if you would like to restrict the particular IP address, then you can provide the details here. Then this is the telemetry information you are going to share with the Palo Alto, threat prevention, device health and performance, product usage, right? And if you want to remove this, so you can disable this, that I don't want to share these analytics with Palo Alto. You can do that, right? And these are the details. I mean, it will sync with the update servers and then it provides, right? So content ID. Now here you get the details of URL filtering, right? So we will discuss about this URL admin override things, HTTP2 settings, Hawkeye server setting, then content ID settings, and real-time signature lookup, X forwarded for headers, then content ID features, manage data protection. So we will discuss about all of these container pages and all that stuff in coming videos. Then we have wildfire service, so wildfire.paloaltonetworks.com. This is the public cloud, and these are the file sizes limit available. It is like a sandbox service from Palo Alto. And session information settings, these are the things which will be shared with the public cloud. You can also have your wildfire private cloud or private device hosted. I mean, there are setups where customer doesn't want to send the any type of file over cloud, right? So you can set up private cloud. Then this is related to session timings, session settings. So token bucket size, enable IPv6 firewalling, enable jumbo frame, DHCP broadcast session, accelerating aging, right? All these things, packet buffer protection, all these things are available in our session setting. Then session timeouts, default is 30 second, discard TCP. All this have been covered in detail in our advanced course. So if you want to learn everything in detail, how it works actually, so that you can opt for, this course is going to configure the basics of the firewall, how to do the basic configuration to keep your services up and running. Basically, it will help you to do the deployments, right? Then TCP settings, and these are the decryption settings, certificate revocation checking, SSL forward proxy settings, right? So these are the details we have here. Then this HSM hardware security module details. So since this is our VM, so this is not applicable on this. So this is the first tab. Then we have high availability section where we can configure the HA, right? So we will discuss this later on. Then we have config audit, right? Where you can do the audit of your configuration, what changes have been made, right? And who has made those changes. So local running config, local candidate config, you can click on go and you will be able to see, what changes have been made from running to candidate and whether we have done the commit or not. So you can see these are the changes. I mean, in running configuration, Rohan and Mohan is not available, right? And who has done this particular change, right? And this user group is not available. And we have uh, removed this telemetry services, right? So similarly, you can see, I mean, whatever we have reviewed and whatever we have added, modified, deleted. So this is how you can do your audit. Then password profiles, right? Your administrators. So let's say this is the administrator who is the super user. Similarly, you can onboard more administrators, right? So we will do it later on in the next video. Let's first commit the changes, whatever pending changes we have, and you can preview your changes. So we are going to create these local users, and then we are going to, modify, delete. So you can see the current color. So orange means this is getting modified in the running from the candidate, and green means it is going to be added, right? And deleted means it will be removed. So in telemetry, you can see I have made no, 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 no. So it was not available here. So it will be pushed to the running that we need not to send anything to the Palo Alto. And this has been reviewed. So similarly, it will be passed. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the commit. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will see how we can onboard the administrators, how we can create the custom profiles for the administrators so that administrators will have super user access, few will have read only, right? And we can hide multiple tabs. We can provide them, granular access. So we will see how we can control the access of the administrators as well. So thanks for watching this video.